And welcome to I Drink and I Know Things. Today I'm drinking a Mountain Dew, I know. And yes, I realize it's not beer. Believe me, I do fucking realize it. I'm joined here with Jensen. How are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you very much. How is your life?
Oh, all good. Freaking kids invaded my damn bed again. I had to sleep on the fucking couch, but you know, you can't murder them. At least not legally. So it is what it is. Your country's not rioting or nothing bad. World didn't end, and you're still Europeans, aren't you?
No, I am not fucking European. I have never been fucking European. I don't want anything to do with them except to look at them as targets on my reticule while I launch nukes at Brussels and Paris. But
Fair
that's
enough.
not the politics.
Although Hawaii is a state, and we don't have a tunnel to Hawaii. So it is what it is. If you want to hear more on the issue that is Brexit, go check out Memes of Destruction. They're streaming live right now from my Discord. I'm just tired of talking Brexit. Today we're going to talk a little bit about reincarnation. What do you think about reincarnation, Jensen? Before we dig in and start talking about Dr. Ian Stevenson.
I actually believe in it. I really do. There are too many studies out there where they've quizzed kids that shouldn't know details, and they're giving details of things that it's utterly impossible for them to know. I'm talking like kids that remember actually being at the Battle of Ypres in France and things like that. We're talking it's impossible for these kids to know, but they're still able to provide the sort of details that researchers have a hard time looking up. So, yeah, I'm willing to accept reincarnation.
Well, no, and the thing is, these kids are not put under hypnosis. This isn't somebody embedding false memories, which you could possibly say when it comes to the hypnosis cases. These are kids who spontaneously started either having dreams or just remembering these events. I remember one event where the kid remembered dying in World War II as a pilot, right? And he remembered everything. He would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, fire or whatever, I'm going down, and freaking out. This kid actually remembered his friends, and they brought the kid to meet the actual people, and they were able to have a conversation. And like the kid was who he said he was in a past life. It's really bizarre.
That's why I actually am quite comfortable with the concept that it exists. I mean, I'm not going to try and get all metaphysical here and, too religious on it, but there is too much evidence for it to be just pushed to one side, in my opinion. What do you think, Sharati?
I think it's bullshit, plain and simple.
Interesting. MC saying the link's not working again. MC, did you try just copying it and then pasting it into a new tab? Because Jensen got in with the link. That's the only way he could have got in. So the link works. Right, Jensen? I mean, you didn't magically just appear in here.
No, I didn't use my magic powers. I just clicked on the link and everything works fine. So I don't know what's going on with MC and memes, but yeah, sorry, dude.
MC shit's broke.
But no, it's interesting, especially talking about Dr. Ian Stevenson. Let's see, how many cases did he cover? He researched this for over 50 years. The idea that some children of ages 3 to 5 not only remember a previous existence, but can identify loved ones from it strikes most Westerners as bizarre. Okay, so that's a good point. Let's talk about that. So us from the West, we pretty much think it's weird, right? There is some Catholic dogma that goes into reincarnation a little bit, but not really. Not compared to, I don't know, Eastern culture, Buddhists who believe that's pretty much what they believe, right? Is reincarnation. You come back either at a higher or a lower plane of existence from where you are now.
Yes, I completely agree. It is very, excuse me, it's very much an Oriental thing. Us in the West just don't. Basically, we just don't seem to want to think about that sort of shit. Not since, you know, that little cult that appeared back in, oh, I don't know, 0 AD. They kind of ruined it for a lot of those sort of things. After all, the Druids truly believed in reincarnation. That's why they were so careful with the animals, because after all, that could literally be a family member for all they know.
Holy shit, he made it.
Well,
Yeah, what do you have to do? Get reincarnated to get in here?
Pretty damn close. Actually, I had to copy your link, but I had to delete the first part of it, or the last part of it, rather, up to the first equal sign.
Wow.
Weird.
And it took me in. I don't understand what it was doing before.
How strange.
Huh.
Well, glad you're here, mate.
Okay, well, let me do that then. I'll copy from there. That way, maybe memes can join. There we go. I don't know. What do you think about reincarnation, MC?
I think it's possible. I don't know how possible or who's in there. Hey, Tom, but it's possible. I don't see any reason why it can't be possible. The one problem that a lot of people would have it is that it means if reincarnation is real, okay, it means there's something in the metaphysical realm that we can't explain.
Yeah, but we already know there is. I mean, any origin myth has something you can't explain in it, you know. And I'm not saying religion is necessarily a myth. You get what I'm saying here.
I'm saying from a scientific perspective. It means from a scientific perspective, there's something that we can't measure, that we have no way of accounting for it. We have no tools, all right, to explain it within the observational skill set that we have right now to say that it doesn't exist, all right, or that it exists. It exists outside the known physical laws.
How would you explain these kids manifesting memories from past lives without even hypnosis or anybody feeding them information?
I don't even attempt to try and explain it because I can't explain it. I'm not even going to try it. Why? How am I going to explain the inexplicable? Okay.
Inbreeding?
Inbreeding. Well, let me give you another example of something. All right. Well, you guys have all heard about quantum mechanics, right? Quantum mechanics comes down to probability. Okay. So if 50%, if you put a filter in, that's at 45 degrees to the light, parallel to the light. Half of the light will get through, right? If you then take another one and put another one that's 45 degrees to that, okay, and then overlap them, then theoretically that should block out all light if you're 90 degrees out. And what you get in actuality is where you're overlapped with both filters, you will see light come through rather than no light at all. That's quantum mechanics. That we can say that it works. We don't understand why though, because we don't understand the actual mechanisms that it's dealing with.
No, and anybody else go ahead and speak up too. What do you think, Jensen? Because I've never tried that experiment before, but that's interesting.
Well, he's right. I mean, the problem is humanity's got this wonderful idea that we understand. No, no, you have a theory that seems to work. You don't understand shit. We happen to know that if you do X, Y happens. Unfortunately, there are a whole lot of things in this world where X and Y doesn't apply. I mean, just take the freaking bumblebee, for God's sake. Scientists have proved, without a question of a doubt, that the bumblebee cannot fly. This is while watching a bumblebee fly around in its tank. They will point out it cannot fly. So humanity doesn't understand half as much as it thinks it does. That's, to me, half the problem. It's the fact that people seem to think that they know all these things. No, they don't. They have theories.
Right, and then there's people that say, I agree with you totally, Jensen. And what's more is that there's people that will tell them, no, this is science, this is real. Well, did you do the work? Can you explain it to me? Well, no. This is what scientists are telling. You're allowing somebody who says that they're the authority on the figure. You're giving them a status of authority and cloaking what they're saying in this magical realm because they should know because they're smarter than me. You're really. They're really smarter than you? Perhaps they are, perhaps they're not. But I can tell you one thing: when you hand over that authority to these kind of people, you are getting yourself into a situation where you're going to wreck yourself because you're giving them power. You're assigning them power that may be undue and and undeserved. And that's where a lot of this stuff starts to fall apart.
Well, if somebody's very well versed in something, they'd be able to explain it in a way that that's maybe not an expert would be able to understand, that would make sense. And I do like science.
Or they could be just being charlatans and giving you the primrose path to lead you down to an area where they can then take advantage of you.
Wait, memes. Were you a dragon in a past life? Maybe that explains the whole scaly thing.
Maybe. I mean, I do have preschool records going back citing me as a dinosaur. No, I was memeing Godzilla. I was going around knocking pine cones, and my very first progress report said, Memes has stopped growling and has begun to associate with the other children.
Oh, you growled at other children.
You were the
That's
kid with
awesome.
the sign on it says I bite, weren't you? You were that fucking kid.
I don't think I ever had a sign. I want a sign.
I neither confirm or deny that I was suggested to have such a sign.
Oh, I actually did have a sign. I think it got thrown away.
They thought I was.
He
They
didn't
thought
get
I was
thrown away. He
retarded.
ate it.
No, I paid $250 for it.
No, MC is actually correct with me. I actually took bites out of the sign. It's brilliant. You want to see the look on the teacher's face when you do that. Absolutely glorious. It really is.
Don't they do that for shark warnings? They'll say, like, beware sharks, and they'll show, like, a big bite out of a board.
Yeah, they pretty much done the whole keep your hands and fingers away from his mouth, he bites. So I bit the card in half and it worked. Nobody put their hand near my mouth.
Well, you had your bubble.
You had your
I had my teeth.
Well, you just know you don't pop the little bitey kid's bubble, or you get bit.
That's actually a valid statement. I mean, it wasn't. I'd like it noted. I wasn't walking around the class randomly biting people. Okay, I would like that stated. Just that some prick decided he was going to poke at one of my freckles. I saw flesh near my mouth. I had urges involving biting, so I did.
Oh no! That explains a lot, actually. MC, we're breaking down Jensen's psychology and where some of his later in life urges for cannibalism come from. He was being harassed, so it was a defensive mechanism. Oh, see, okay, so no, Jensen is actually neutral. He wasn't actually like aggressive. He wasn't actually red. He was just kind of yellow, so that basically if somebody attacked him, he would bite your finger off.
What the hell are you talking about, Means?
Oh, World of Warcraft references. Jensen understands.
Oh, yeah. I would point out, if you're going to call me neutral, can you at least call me neutral evil? I'm quite comfortable with this.
Well, I mean that's fair, but I'm not sure it's accurate.
Oh, I am.
Were
It's
you a
like I
rabid
said.
squirrel in a past life?
Say again, mate.
Were you a rabid squirrel in a past life?
No, but I would like to point out that I desperately would love a Wolverine as a pet, and I do consider the saber-toothed tiger my spirit animal. So make assumptions as you wish.
I thought you said he was a rabbit in a former life, and then I thought that's silly, and then I remembered that scene from the Holy Grail, and I could see that.
Actually,
Look at
it's funny you mention
He
rabbit.
can jump. Look at the bug.
In the Chinese horoscope, I am actually rabbit, so surprisingly, he was accurate.
Oh, I'm just a rat.
Yep, you're the rat. Yeah.
Hey, you're one too.
I know. Yeah, 84. You're the rat.
Takes one to know one.
But no,
I don't mind being a rabbit.
So back to reincarnation. Okay, let's assume that it's real. Now, what type would be real then? Would it be the Buddhist type where you can become a goddamn ladybug? Or would it be that you reincarnate into another human being every time?
I thought it was how well you did. I thought there was a sliding scale.
The Buddhists believe that, yes.
I mean, I'm unfamiliar with the teachings. I just know certain things I've heard and generalized heuristics. I don't know what other people think. I think Sharadi might be more knowledgeable on this, or maybe she knows a person.
Oh, I know a person.
Oh,
I call him a fucking hippie
oh,
every time I talk to him. Unfortunately, he's dying of cancer.
I'm sorry.
Sad.
Is he available for a chat?
No. Right now, he's at work.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of funny because I'm actually a rabbit as well. Maybe it's a rabbit thing.
Oh, and MC, at some point, me and you need to sit down and have a good long talk about Rogue Trooper, okay?
Yes.
And he lives in Florida, and I think he's fucking insane because he lives in Florida.
I like Florida.
Is there anything you don't like, memes?
I'm not the biggest fan of strong curry.
You don't like hot
He can't
wings?
say no. Okay, he can't say no.
I wasn't a fan, and then I tried some curry that was
this.
it was okay.
Means you don't like spicy things?
Oh, I love spicy things. Just curry, it's just the taste. It's kind of like my kryptonite. I've tried it so many times, but it usually just starts sapping my strength, and I'm just like, and it sucks because if you eat a lot of curry, often it's on your breath. So.
Oh, so you don't like curry because kissing afterwards is a bad thing?
Oh, it's not
no. I don't
kissing
mind
that's
if
a bad thing.
it's well, depends on. Never mind.
If your young lady has had a hot curry, do not go for oral sex. It doesn't work out well.
Curry's gross anyway. But no, I was gonna ask about birthmarks and stuff like that, but I'm looking over Ian Stevenson's work, and he says even decades ago, as he was finishing his first paper on memories of people claiming previous lives, he saw the shortcomings of most evidence from adult cases, focusing on the memories of the very young. He concluded that one might distinguish between imagined and behavioral memories. Although a child may have no conscious memories imagined from a former life, his interests, aptitudes, and phobias, behavioral memories, might have been formed by experiences he or she had forgotten. Perhaps reincarnation can explain features of the human personality that other theories have failed to explain. He also goes on to scrutinize the idea of birth defects or birthmarks revealing a past life. Do you agree with that, or do you think a birthmark could actually Like, I don't know, there's that theory where birthmarks are from where you died in a past life or whatever, right?
Well, birthmarks are also something that we know to some degree are genetically, they can be handed down from in families. They're genetically they're tied to
So kind of like
genetics.
the Marilyn Monroe mole or something.
Yes. So, I mean, how much of that is where you died from the previous life versus how much it isn't? Who knows? I mean, there are people without birthmarks. Did they not die but in a previous life? Are those
Maybe
the
they're
clean
no soul.
slates? They're
I don't know.
soulless. So basically, if you're a ginger, you have no soul, and therefore you have no birthmarks. Is that true?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm ginger and has birthmarks. Does that mean I'm just used?
you're a used husk.
Oh, maybe that means I'm an old soul or something. I don't. Well, actually, MC, you know what would help explain birthmarks if everyone actually got their DNA fully sequenced, so we had more perfect
We do
data.
not need our
No.
DNA.
No, we don't
fully
need
sequenced.
everybody, but enough.
We
get
don't
enough
No.
Well,
we
you
don't
do it
need it at all.
voluntarily.
Memes,
You have it
I
on
really am
program. You
gonna
don't
shoot you
steal
one day.
people's DNA. That'd be rude.
We don't steal people's DNA. Would you like me to bring up some from stories today where basically the government was stealing all sorts of stuff, especially the DEA?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about, did you say data or DEA?
I said the DEA was stealing data on people.
Oh, don't tell me Facebook.
They were stealing it from all the metadata and basically using their power to go into the same areas that the NSA was doing. And they're saying, okay, you gave it to them, now you can give it to us.
What? Wait. They went to NSA servers, or they had a priority
Well, they found out where the
protocols
NSA was, where the NSA had gone to get their data, and they went to those same people and said, give us the data. You gave it to them, give it to us.
Was it right from just developers?
What do you mean, was it right from just developers?
I have no idea what context we're talking about.
You're talking about spying on American citizens, telling them to turn over all the freaking metadata from all the internet companies.
Oh, but you can get that usually if you're a developer, because when you go through the developer and depending on what you're applying for, they literally give you access to the back end of the entire program. You can like those stories and stuff like that. Because the only reason I know this, I was going through and applying for certain APIs and everything to be a developer at one point, and I'm looking through and actually reading this. I'm like, they pretty much just give you the steering wheel to the cruise ship.
Dodge, what are you on as far as where are you reading this from?
Oh, I just backed out of that website, but I had found a website, Scientific Proof of Reincarnation.
Was that the name of the site?
Well, here's the question: was anybody able to go back and go through his work and revalidate it?
See, that's what I wanted to know.
Or is this just a single person making a claim?
This is his life's work, and I'm sure he publishes out of a university. I'm sure there's been some validation. Yeah, this isn't just some dude working for the history.
Why do you assume that? You can't just because somebody works for a university doesn't mean that their data is validated.
To release a paper, you usually have it peer reviewed.
You've already seen what happens with peer-reviewed papers, dude. Come on.
Well, that's a fair point. But I mean, was he peer-reviewed? Again, we said usually, so that's accurate. We don't know if it's peer-reviewed. He has his website. Oh, it's HTTPS, so it's secure. So it's he paid a little more for that. So reluctantmessenger.com, reincarnation-proof.htm.
There's reincarnationresearch.com. There's
Well, he's got a redirect. Sargon's got that too. What's really going on that Cisco ass out
apparently he's got a book where reincarnation and biology intersect by Dr. Ian Stevenson. Blogs.scientificamerican.com. People.howstuffworks.com /reincarnation.
He actually sounds like he's another piece of the puzzle if one were to start building a puzzle around Professor Peterson almost. Right? It's
See,
kind of weaving stuff together. Could be a good throw rug.
this is all. It just
If
sounds
you
wrong.
scroll down memes, it'll tell you which university he publishes out of.
No, that's fine.
It all just sounds wrong to me.
Well, I mean, it's conjecture. It's what he's telling. It's the story he's saying, and then if he actually has like in Professor Peterson's, was it Maps for Meaning? Like most of the scientific data he actually got that helps legitimize what a lot of what he's saying came from the Russians, man. Like the whole actually observing of the Orientin reflex. And I did actually look at like some of like the charts and the graph, and basically what it is when a human being on average is exposed to a novel occurrence, all of a sudden the brain kind of goes into the whole little bit of chaos. It's kind of like the whole fight or flight reflex. But if you show that same person the same occurrence 15 times approximately, it basically normalizes out and they become accustomed to it. But at that point, if you do something else and provide a slightly altered version of that same thing, the brain does go back into chaos, but the same thing applies. So that would explain a lot of how people come to accept things. Because if you've experienced something your whole life and all of a sudden it's different, you're going to be like, oh my God, what is this? This doesn't make sense. But if you're continually exposed to it, and like that's how he legitimized a lot of his research. I have no idea if, was it Professor or Dr. Ian Stevenson, if that's what he's presenting. You'd have to actually look into the research. Isn't any of it here? Want to watch a quick bit? I have no idea if the audio will play.
Well, none of the rest of us know either.
Is it coming through at all?
Not hearing a thing.
Okay, never mind.
Well, I don't know. Is it on the audio in the?
Anyway, we're on Hangouts, so I don't know if you can actively share something like that. Guess I could do it through speakers, but then my headset wouldn't work. Let's see, was there anything else since the late 60s? Dr. Ian Stevenson, Carleton Professor of Psychiatry and the Director of the Division of Personality Studies at the University of Virginia, has documented cases in India, Africa, and the Near and Far East, Britain, the United States, and elsewhere, in which young children have astonished their parents with precise details about the people they claim to have been. Some of these children have recognized former homes and neighborhoods, as well as still living friends and relatives. They have recalled events in their purported previous lives, including their often violent deaths. Sometimes their birthmarks resemble scars that correspond to wounds that led, they claim, to their deaths. I don't know, like upon talking with like some of my nephews and nieces and stuff, like children have pretty cool imaginations. I don't know.
Yeah, they may have cool imaginations, mate, but there have been reports, and again, I'm going to emphasize the old air quotes on the word reports. There have been reports of kids born like 80s, 90s, and whatnot, giving details about battles in World War One that even proper researchers actually had to put effort in to find out about. So, you know.
Yeah, there's also cases where people have been hit in the head and all of a sudden start speaking a foreign language that they've never heard before.
True. It kind of shows you how fascinating the world actually is, doesn't it?
So we know that there are things that we don't understand. Okay, so I mean, and those things are inexplicable. So what does it all mean? I can't tell you because I don't know.
When they speak the foreign language, do they do it well?
Yes, they're fluent.
Oh, that
accent and everything.
Oh, that if anything, I'd say that's evidence. Yeah, there is a God.
All right,
how is that evidence of God?
This is 10 interesting cases of supposed reincarnation. I think this Edward Austrian guy is the one I was thinking of, or maybe that's who you were just talking about, Jensen. 4-year-old Edward had a phobia of drizzly gray days. Then he developed a problem with his throat and started to complain of severe pain. Whenever he had a sore throat, he said that his shot was hurting. Edward told his mother very detailed stories about his previous life in the trenches of what was apparently World War I. He told her that he had been shot in the throat and killed. Yeah, like, and for just a kid to randomly start talking like that would be kind of weird to begin with.
Did
right?
he watch any World War II movies?
You don't know. I mean, in that case, how do you know?
No,
How often in World War I movies have you seen somebody shot in the throat?
I have no idea, but if he happened to have a birthmark on the throat as a kid, I mean, that would just be a logical conclusion. If all of a sudden you start having all these vivid dreams, it's like, oh, that must have been where I was shot.
Maybe.
No. If you were going to go through and actually do like a scientific study, again, you would need to figure out actual parameters. But I would be curious upon seeing, like, if you saw corresponding stories, especially within the past 100 years of like more modern media, where you can have certain battles, like we were talking about there, kind of fleshed out. If a kid even sees a flash of that, if you have a really active imagination, you'll start to describe in extremely vivid detail. And if you have something in your body, like, oh, how did I get that there? And you're convinced it's like, I was fighting in this battle at this time and I was shot here and it was so horrible. It was so painful. I mean, you could go off into a story. I'm curious if this is documented throughout history at these similar levels, because I'm sure statistically that would happen.
Well, however, reincarnation is not new. The idea of reincarnation with people, I mean, there are a number of people who have throughout the centuries have believed in reincarnation.
No, I'd be curious how it correlates with media photographs and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'd be looking for. And you know what? If it's consistent, then.
Memes, check this out. This is interesting. At first, doctors could not find a cause for his sore throat and removed his tonsils just as a precautionary measure. A cyst developed in his throat, and doctors did not know how to treat it. As soon as Edward was prompted to tell his parents and others more about his previous life and talk about how he was killed, the cyst disappeared. Edward's doctors never found out why the cyst had vanished. That's interesting.
That could be argued psychosomatic, but even then, I agree it's a bit dodgy. Just to throw a bit of a side thing on this, maybe it's not actually reincarnation. Maybe it's ghost possession.
That is interesting. That is interesting because at that point, because I was going to say, if actually speaking those words and sharing those words with others would either, like you said, psychosomatic, kind of give your mind the ability to be at peace, or to perhaps give some other ethereal energy peace. That's fascinating.
Just a suggestion, you know.
No, that is an interesting thought, and let's get back to that here in a second. This one, number 9, the Dutch clock. Bruce Whittier had reoccurring dreams of being a Jewish man hiding in a house with his family. His name had been Stefan Horowitz, a Dutch Jew who was discovered in his hiding place along with his family and taken to Auschwitz, where he died. During and after the dreams, he felt panicked and restless. He began to record his dreams, and one night he dreamed about a clock, which he was able to draw in great detail upon waking. Whittier dreamed about the location of the clock in an antique shop and went to look. The clock was visible in the shop window and looked exactly like the one in his dreams. Whittier asked the dealer where it came from. It transpired that the dealer had bought the clock from among the property of a retired German major in the Netherlands. This convinced Whittier that he had really led a past life. I don't know. That's like you dream of a fucking clock. I mean,
is that the clock? Because that looks like a standard antique clock that I have seen general similar things. And if at the time they could have had it and you just happen to have a German, I mean, if it was from Auschwitz and you could track that, that would be freaking nuts, man. But to have a German guy that goes to a pawn shop or an antique store be like, I would like some cash. I would like your clock. It does seem feasible. Did he remember the guy's name?
Yeah, he remembered the guy's name. Yeah.
Was there a record of that individual being there? Okay.
Stefan Harowitz, a Dutch Jew. I'm guessing there was a record of that guy. Yeah.
Mad thought he would like to join the stream, but he says he's unable. You might want to send him an adjusted link.
I got him.
Yeah.
Ditto Batman.
Yeah, it was one of the. I didn't think about doing that before. It would have saved me all sorts of heartache because I'm still locked out now from Twitter.
You still don't remember your password?
What have I said? I'm trying to recover it. It's not letting me recover.
God, it's all your fault, Mad. You've banned MC. You've done what Jack could not do. You have banned MC from Twitter.
Oh, I'm sure Jack can do it because I've been shadow banned before.
I know.
On Twitter.
But no, he actually Mad perma banned you.
I do what I can. But no, here's an interesting one, Jensen. Peter Hume, a bingo caller from Birmingham, England, started having a very specific dreams about life on guard duty at the Scottish border in 1646. That is very specific, right? Like, what was there, like a fucking wood carving that or something to where he knew what the fucking date was?
Good question, actually. I agree. It's a bit of an unusual date. I can't say that it directly jumps out at me and says, oh, yes, you should know this date because of X. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, right? And, like, I don't know. This one seems a little weird, especially when you get further down and it starts talking about hypnosis. I'm like, red alert.
Yep.
Hypnosis
Well, the problem with anything with hypnosis is all right. We know that hypnosis is real. All right, that there are people who are susceptible to hypnosis. That we also know that hypnotic suggestions is real. Not like they show in the movies per se, but that you can implant things in people's minds. Okay, we do know that exists. So when anybody says that they used hypnosis to find something, it's like, yeah, you got to take that with a big spoon of salt, because you have no idea if they relate it to them or whether or not it was something else.
Can I have a cookie?
Well, no, this one would be weird. All right, like, I don't know what I would tell my kid if they started doing this. Gus Taylor was 18 months old when he started to say that he was his own grandfather. I'd be like, wait a minute, what, kid?
Philip J. Fry.
Wait, no. That was great. That was a lot more greats, but no, there is context from this. Do we remember the Stupids? I'm my own grandpa.
Oh my God, I hate that song.
I love that song.
I hate that song so much.
I'll be right back grabbing that song.
No, you're not. You're
Girardi.
No, I'm not triggered. It's just a dumb song.
No,
there's not much that can trigger me.
Okay, but here's the weird thing. All right, so he was 18 months old. He started to say he was his own grandfather. Ha ha ha. That's kind of funny. Young children can be confused about their own identity and those of their family members, but this was different. His grandfather had died a year before Gus was born, and the boy totally believed they were the same person. When shown some family photographs, Gus identified Grandpa Augie when he was 4 years old. There was a family secret that nobody had ever spoken about in front or around Gus. Augie's sister had been murdered and dumped in the San Francisco Bay. The family were perplexed when the 4-year-old child started to talk about his dead sister. According to Gus, God gave him a ticket after he died. With this ticket, he was able to travel through a hole, after which he came back to life as Gus. Travel through a hole, the birthing canal, perhaps.
Who knows?
How would the boy know that family secret, though? That's the thing that gets me about it.
Well, once again, this is third-hand, second-hand knowledge. Is it something that came direct? We don't know. In some of these things, you have to remain skeptical. All right. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying I remain skeptical of some of these claims because it's impossible to actually test them. All right.
Yeah, agree.
It's impossible to independently verify these things. We've heard these stories for long periods of time, so I I don't discount them. All right. I tend to think that it probably is possible to reincarnate, and that reincarnation does exist. But as soon as you come back and you say, okay, if reincarnation is possible, then the next question is how? How is it possible?
Well, that little kid said God gives you a golden ticket.
Okay, well, yeah, sounds like he's mixing metaphors from Willy Wonka.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but of course you will.
So, did he watch Willy Wonka? Is that where he got the idea of a golden ticket from? I mean, who knows? All right, but it's impossible to. If you don't get independent verification from these people, how are you going to know? And the worst part is when he starts talking about this, it's always family members who are relating the story of what he said. Okay, that sounds well and good, but now the problem is it tainted? Okay, is this data that only the researcher has learned, right? Or is this data being pumped by the family members that have been given to the kid? How are you going to confirm that? It's impossible to know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the next story was about the fighter pilot that I had talked about earlier. And I think that's enough because they're all just going to say the same thing. A kid started getting random memories that seemed to pan out and to have proof. Other than the one story of the guy in Scottish border, that's really like, I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but when I dream, I don't see a newspaper lying around with the date on it.
Well, I don't. I tend not to. Yes.
Would you mind putting the link that you used to get into this Hangouts into Mad's Discord, please? That way people can try and get in.
Sure.
Thank you very much, sir. And Dodge, you might want to check out Streamlabs. Somebody seems to be suggesting you take a look.
All right. Well, then you guys talk and let me pull that up.
Yeah, no problem.
I
Well,
still
one
think
thing-
you people are insane.
Thank you. One good thing about reincarnation, if it is real, I can think of a good half dozen people it means I get to go and have a long discussion with them again. That part's going to be really fun.
Like your sister?
She's not dead yet.
Okay, I put the link in the. I put the link I used in Discord now. So.
Thank you very much.
Oh, look, it's the Batman. And 40.
It worked.
Yep. Yeah.
No, and thank you,
rapper
Jez.
wins.
Jez sent $3 via super chat. Well, not super chat, but Streamlabs, because they won't give us super chat. They hate us over at the YouTubes.
Jazz.
But he
Streamlabs
says no
super
message, just a couple of bucks. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Streamlabs
And what's up, Batman?
Streamlabs is better than Super Chat. Super Chat, I think, takes up to 50% off. Streamlabs takes a very small cut of it. I personally think reincarnation is a load of well, let's not get into that, shall we?
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh,
I don't know. I thought reincarnation would be a good topic for today. So
It is a good topic, but
Well,
the
here's
math doesn't work. One thing, I mean, they say everybody, people who believe in reincarnation say everybody is reincarnated. Everybody has been alive before. The further back in time you go, the less people there are. Right? So you go back far enough in time to the dawn of humanity, those bodies must have been crowded as hell.
Ah, you're going on about the theory of new souls at this point, sir.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that when you're talking about the theory of reincarnation and how people are able to view their past lives, well, I mean, the problem is that it's all based on vagaries, right? So a child is born and he says, well, I was shot in the left shoulder, and then you go back 1,000 years through history, right? You go back to when were guns technically available, right? Rudimentary guns, if you want to be generous. The
15th, 16th century.
Yeah, I was about to say 15th century, right? If you want to be extremely generous. How many people since the 15th century, how many people have got shot by a gun in the left shoulder? Yeah. Right? But you can go through history and find a million cases.
Oh yeah. But if you got shot in the shoulder by a gun back then, like the 15th, 16th century, even the 17th century.
Well, I mean, your arm was gone, but...
Yeah, it would take your arm off. They were that destructive. And I lost it.
But I mean, nevertheless, I mean, you could connect the dots, right? Leave it to the more intelligent people to connect the dots and say, "Oh, well, this child, he said he got shot in the shoulder. Oh, look at this Russian soldier that was repelling Charles XII of Sweden from Russia's borders, and oh, he got shot in the shoulder and he left behind a wife and kids, just like the child said. What a coincidence! Oh my!
Have you noticed how most of these people who believe in, who think their kids have been reincarnated, the people who believe in it?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, the problem with children who believe in reincarnation, it's the same problem that you find with vegan dogs, right? It's not the dog making the decision, right? We all know who's making the life choices. Children are rather ambivalent and impressionable, right? Yeah, extremely. I mean, if your child says, "Oh, well, I was shot in the shoulder," well, you're gonna make the connection. Okay, well, he either had a rather vivid dream, or he had a past life where he was this great conquistador or something.
There's another thing to add to that, 40. Even up to the age of, I'd say, 7, sometimes even 8, kids have a very hard time distinguishing reality between dreams. I mean, I remember when I was 5 years old, I had this vivid recurrent dream that I was getting this train set. And I somehow convinced myself that if I held on to that train set in the dream, when I woke up, I would wake up with it in my hands. That's how kid logic works. And so going with that, it's easy to figure out how kids can be, for a bit with brainwashing and thinking that they were Julius Caesar or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So Batman, no different than the left when the Mueller report came out. The memo. Basically, I don't want to believe it.
Oh.
Yes.
Humanity's capacity for self-deception is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're all retarded. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're all fucking dumb as shit.
As I said in MC's stream chat this morning, people have a condition. It's called the dumb.
Yes, you did. And we still haven't got MC to do his Adam's Family rap yet.
1,000 subs, I told you.
Yeah.
You need to get more people to sub to him.
If he did it, he'd get 1,000 subs.
Yes, he would.
I doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
Yes, you would, because I'd make sure, and so would Batman, and so would Denton, and so would Memes, and so would half a dozen other people. Look, he's gonna rap.
Mind, Dempsey, you do have a very good facility for voices.
Yes, you do.
Because partway through that stream, you sounded like Kim Jong-un.
And Skeletor.
And Skeletor.
And Schnarf, who needs to be slapped in the face.
You are a hell of a voice actor.
Snarf is one of the least annoying of the annoying cartoon sidekicks.
No, Schnarf is the most annoying.
Yeah, Jens, you really don't mean that, do you? Snarf.
Oh, that creature. Just want to grab him by the tail and throw him as far as humanly possible into a wall 2 foot away.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 2 feet away.
I will give him the credit. He does a very good Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not the best, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, but I bet he can't beat Bernie Sanders when Bernie Sanders' mum Ra.
All right. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
40 ounce. What
Sorry.
about the choosing of the Dalai Lama? That's totally chosen via reincarnation, right? As soon as one Lama dies, they seek out the next one, and they have a list of stuff that they check to kind of make sure that they are the real Buddha or whatever reincarnated. I don't fucking know. I'm not one of them. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I think
Dodge, this is true, but do you guys actually really, really think that reincarnation exists?
I'm
personally-
60-40 against it, but 40% of me is like maybe. So that's
Yeah.
what
I don't see how it can. But let's for want of argument say there is such a thing as a soul, right?
Hello again,
Yeah.
memes.
You're born, you live, you die, your soul moves on to another body. All of its memories are gone, and it starts life anew. It's
Wait,
not.
hold. What
That means
Hi,
not so
MC.
much reincarnation as recycling. There's a difference.
Well,
You're not really-
recycling is good, right?
Okay, just
Okay.
memes.
Soylent
Just,
Green.
Shh. Okay,
So.
Cody, go ahead.
so Mad Dodge. I think Mad Dodge actually brings up an excellent point, right? The Dalai
Yeah,
Lama
yeah.
being born again as soon as he dies, right? And spiritual recycling or spiritual Soylent Green, or whatever the fuck we're calling it. So when Mad Dodge talks about the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama, it's specifically within an ethnic group, right? We're talking about the Tibetan people. Okay, so pop quiz. Does anyone know how many Tibetan people there are in the world? I'll be generous and say the world.
30.
There's
Honestly, I don't know.
there's
Handful of million.
there's about 5 million plus, right? 5 million plus people are Tibetan by genetic descent. Okay, and the
how
Dalai
many
Lama
actually
technically
follow the religion?
By genetic, but how many Tibetans are living in Tibet?
Is that
Tibet
racist?
doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Tibet is
That doesn't-
occupied by China and technically doesn't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't
Okay.
actually matter if you're talking about reincarnation. The way I think 40 ounces on about
Exactly. So,
because it would be occurring within a genetic group.
exactly. So if you go around the world and take into account 5 million plus Tibetan people, and you say, right, I have a checklist with say 10 qualifiers, and each person I interview has to have a specific number of qualifiers in order to be the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. How many of those children are going to qualify? Right? You're talking about hundreds of thousands of people within a small pool. And it could be any number of them, right? And there could be one person who's simply more qualified than the other, and then is he your Dalai Lama? It's based on chance. It's based on these vagaries and philosophical weird fucking traditions, right? You have to believe that well the universe is in symbiotic harmony with a symbiosis of energies and powers and Jesus and stuff,
Well,
right? I don't know what the Tibetans
I'm
believe
sorry
in
to be
specifically,
cynical about it, but one of the things on the checklist might be the parents. Yeah, the size of the bribe that the parents give the monks.
Yeah, actually, let me look this up, right? How do they choose? How do you spell choose?
CHOOSE.
That one. Well, hold on. The way you guys were just describing it, you're kind of comparing the choosing of the Dalai Lama to a loot box.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's
Literally
actually
Sort
what
of.
it is.
Yeah.
It's based upon your investment level according to Batman, as well as just complete and utter everything lining up and hoping for the best.
Yep.
Actually,
It's kind of like buying your way into college. Like, what were the?
Okay, so my argument against can you guys hear me?
yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my argument is if reincarnation exists, how do you explain so many new people, so many new souls, as they say.
Well,
How is said, I don't know, deity or whatever, supposed to deal with so many new souls coming? So,
the Hindus explain it quite well.
okay.
See, when 1,000 flies die, they're reborn as a mouse. When 1,000 mice die, they're reborn as a cat, and so on.
Oh, okay. So in that logic, because sorry, I don't mean to cut anybody off. So in that logic, does that mean the cows become better than people eventually?
No, because they're not. I think it's the complexity of the soul, not the size of the animal.
Yep.
If you know what I mean. And cows are more complex, cats are more complex than mice, which are easily more complex than flies.
Could dark matter explain that? Because we still don't really know how that works. And if you could measure a soul and we can't account for a third of the mass of the universe, think about that.
It means you might not be wrong. You might be totally off base. For one thing, we don't even know if there's such a thing as a soul.
Can I bring up a little suggestion here? See, we're saying about how these monks go out and they've got this checklist, and this checklist has been used for ages. And all these people that want their kids to be the new Dalai Lama will probably know at least some of the shit on the checklist, and therefore will have taught their kid some of the things on this checklist.
Oh,
which means, you know, they're faking it.
Okay,
is that where like they pick the bells and like the object and stuff like that?
I'm sorry. Do you guys mind if I interject for a moment?
Please do.
By all means.
Okay, so I put a link in the side chat. This is from theguardian.com, and I know it's The Guardian, wah. So the search for the reborn Dalai Lama is the responsibility of the High Lamas of the tradition of the Tibetan government, right? So to start the search, High Lamas must first have a vision or dream. If the previous Dalai Lama was cremated, they watch for the direction of the smoke to indicate the direction of rebirth. So they often meditate and they have dreams and they do things and blah, blah, blah. Once again, all these spiritual vagaries.
Can I ask a question here for you? And it is actually a serious question. What happens if the smoke's just going straight up?
Well, then I guess fuck it, I suppose. So when these visions have been followed up upon and a boy has been found, there's a series of tests to ensure that he is the rebirth. There's a secret set of criteria against which the child is assessed. In addition to this, the main test consists of presenting the boy with a number of items to see if he selects those which belong to the previous Dalai Lama. If only one boy has been found, then High Lamas confirm their findings with eminent religious and secular figures before reporting to the central government. If more than one boy is found, a public lot is drawn by officials and monks. So, let me give you guys an example, because I don't know why I know this, but the current Lama, I think his name is Dalai Lama, is like a Tetsin, I think his name is, and he's actually rather interested in watches. He likes to take watches apart and reconstruct them. I don't know why I know this about the current Lama, but let's say they take one of his old watches and they present it to a boy. Out of a set of 5 watches, what is the likelihood that he's going to pick the right watch? And then this person is randomly chosen based on a criteria of you have a 1 to 5 odd of picking the correct watch, and then you get taken away from your parents, thrown in a fucking mountain cave somewhere, and they teach you about Buddhism. This is
Memes, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm sorry to be so cynical and so shitty about this. It's just I can't help but feel that a majority of this reincarnation stuff is based upon probability and hearsay.
Probability, hearsay, general knowledge, unconscious coaching by parents, family members.
Well, no, it's interesting though, because compared, these guys are making the Catholics look rational. You know what I mean? How they choose the Pope. That makes way more sense.
But they promote peace.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry, it's hard to spell Dolly or
it
Lama.
is. I know, I spelled it with an H, but how they choose the Pope makes complete fucking sense, right? This is utter nonsense. This is drawing lots. They even admit it, right? If more than one boy is found, a public lot is drawn by officials and monks. Okay, if they find more than one child that meets the criteria, okay, they draw fucking straws.
While all that's true,
The
one of the
absurdity
good
of
things
things.
about it is they get him at a very young age, so they are in full control of the personality he will develop.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you were taken from your parents at a young age, and then for 15 plus years, a bunch of people circle jerk you and tell you you're the next reincarnation of fucking Tibetan Jesus, right?
It's not just that they raise him to be basically what you would call a decent person, from what I've heard.
Well, that would probably help. And by the Himalayan tradition, Phowa is the discipline that is believed to transfer the mind stream to the intended body. Upon the death of the Dalai Lama and consultation with the Nuchon Oracle, a search for the Lama's Yangtze or reincarnation is conducted. Wait a second. So does he go back to the life stream, or does he just jump into another person? Like, is the person like the embodiment of like new materia or something?
So basically, what
That's
we're saying,
blasphemy, I'm sorry.
They believe like when you and I die, we our karma determines what we're reincarnated as.
So,
but the Dalai Lama can control his reincarnation. He's like 40 said, Tibetan Jesus. He just he gets to pick where he goes.
So what we're basically saying here is that Dalai Lama is a body thief.
Essentially.
There's another thing. If you look at it in a negative way, which I don't think you should, because from everything I've heard about the Dalai Lamas, they're quite beneficial, benevolent to their country and anybody they meet, really. But you could look at it as, if you believe it was true, in a negative way, you could look at it as a kind of eternal despotism.
Well, you know what, though? If I can control my reincarnation, I'd be like, fuck this shit. I'm going to be reincarnated as a fucking American. Like, fuck y'all.
Dude, fuck that. Like, my ambitions go far beyond nationality. I would reincarnate as a squirrel and I'd attack small children. Like, I've thought about this multiple times.
Have I met you before 40?
No, if it was me, it would be a very virulent, deadly bacteria with an incredibly long incubation period.
I think I've met you too.
Yeah, so by time the incubation period's over, everybody in the world has got me.
Okay, so I'm a squirrel and you're rabies, basically.
Oh no, I'm the extinction plague.
I like the way you think, Batman. I really do.
You won't when he catches.
Yeah.
Nobody freaking take ice from Antarctica. You're going to catch the Batman virus.
Jensen, two of the symptoms are extreme allergies to anything containing chlorophyll or meat protein.
Oh, don't you take away my meat from me, boy.
So basically, you starve to death.
I thought there was a virus that made you allergic to meat.
Yeah, it's Lyme's disease.
Oh wait, is it really?
I thought that was
Lyme disease.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah. But there are also viruses out there that make you allergic to plant food as well.
Yeah.
Can you get both?
Hey, it's called being an American.
Yeah, I'm an American. It doesn't affect me. All my food's made of chemicals.
No, we're just
Damn
highly
right.
saturated in salt.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
It
very
does kind of seem like, you know, they just dump a box of toys out. They're like, which one is the llamas?
There's an interesting hypothesis. I don't know how true it is. I tend on the idea it's pseudoscience that reincarnation isn't real, but what we believe is reincarnation is in fact inherited memories from our ancestors.
Yeah, I've
Racial
heard
memory.
that too. Yeah, genetic memory. I've heard that hypothesis before.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it was anything, if reincarnation or if these past memories were anything, they would be genetic memory, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything else. Or I mean,
What?
not in my opinion.
I remember Cabbage telling me a story because I was kind of I was kind of pitching that at one point when I was discussing with Mr. Angel Stubbed Up something about certain things just kind of just going along and being ingrained as folks as they continue on throughout generations. And he mentioned there was a particular island off I believe some place in Europe where there's a very close-knit community, and like when they have a famine, literally children in the next generation are born smaller.
Wow.
It was something like I couldn't find the exact citation. I did find stuff around it.
It's called Lilliput. They've had a lot of famines.
It's real.
I know. I'm being facetious.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a joke saying, well, if there's not much food, then you're going to have small kids, which I mean would also be a correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Net
mean-
result, we don't believe in reincarnation, is what I'm getting from most of the group.
This is true.
It's interesting.
I mean, statistic.
Another thing is, sorry to jump in, 40. Another thing is, it goes against the grain from everything we've seen of how life works. Yeah, life changes, but it doesn't change back into what it was before. And if it was, reincarnation, that's exactly what you're getting, life changing back into what it was before.
Would it?
What?
Or would we get better?
No, wait, think about the memes. You're a human being, you grow up, you're born, you live, you die, you get born again as another human being. That's going back to square one.
Are things better than they were 100 years ago?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Does it?
We're not on about culture. We're not on about technology. We're on about biology.
Well, we don't really need an appendix as much anymore, do we?
It doesn't matter. You're
Does
still
it?
being born as a human being.
Yeah. Do human beings get better?
We haven't changed for a few almost 100,000 years.
Aren't people on average like a bit taller and stuff and over
That's
time?
because of diet.
Oh, that's absolutely a massive factor right there as well. But I mean, if
don't
things
go-
overall are better, and I don't
No,
know,
fuck off with that nonsense. Getting taller is just because of diet. Fuck off.
It
I'm
is.
5'4". I am a short motherfucker, man. You know
How
what?
much, how much did you eat when you were a kid?
Before the Second World War, the people of Japan were very short compared to people from Europe or the United States. After the Second World War, Japan had adopted a very Western diet. And now you get Japanese people who could play fucking basketball.
Yao Ming.
I thought he was Chinese.
Yao is Chinese, yes. Yao is Chinese, very much so. Think about the name. Yao.
But no, human beings going back
Yes, I'll make food in a minute.
since our species first emerged, it's well over 70,000 years ago, haven't changed greatly.
And
There's
I mean,
been no
diet,
physical improvement, really.
diet certainly does affect the human condition. I mean, it's been proven that breastfeeding your children for what was the minimum qualifier? Was it like 5 months or something like that? Breastfeeding your child for 5 to 6 months minimum increases their IQ by an average of 7 to 10 points.
Well,
versus
mother's milk is helpful.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, but I mean,
No,
nutrition
what
is
is
key
that?
to mental development and the function of the brain.
Hold on. I think. Shit, I gotta look it up again. No, but my sister went through this because she just had a baby and she's breastfeeding, but it hurts the boobies apparently, and she has to do the.
Yes, it does.
Do you like your
It
nipples being
hurts
bit?
like hell.
I mean, I like
nobody
it
likes
sometimes.
that,
but-
obviously.
Some women
Don't
do.
kink shame here.
I know a few of them that like the nipples being bit.
It hurts. It hurts like hell, and it has nothing to do with them being bit. It has to do with them being raw.
Yeah, all that
There's,
suction.
there's another thing about breastfeeding. Apparently, a child is better off with his own mother's milk than a wet nurse's milk because his own mother's milk is genetically tailored just for him.
Thank you for mansplaining, Batman.
You're welcome.
Oh, shut up, memes, you
Shut up,
feminist.
man.
I will fucking
James,
mansplain.
do you have to like stand up for
Well, I mean, I was about to say,
for everybody?
memes is a
Yesterday,
trust fund
everything was
feminist.
racist.
if that's
I'm a feminist.
If facts are mansplaining, then I'm fucking mansplain my.
I'm just saying we happen to have a gal that has had kids and has likely been through this process, and maybe you
So-
go
It
for the
doesn't-
first-hand source.
Yeah,
Some-
no,
It doesn't matter.
It
If he's
Thank
got
you for-
the information, if he's got the information, then he can give the fucking information. Yes,
Yeah.
I am a mother, and yes, I have been through the whole breastfeeding process. But if he's got the fucking information, he can give out the fucking information.
That man,
It doesn't.
I am sorry if you were
Oh my-
offended. It was not my intention.
Thank you for dragon
I
splaining.
got. Oh,
You're welcome. Oh, that sounds like a series.
No, but
it doesn't. It really shouldn't matter who gives out the
No, it
damn
shouldn't.
information, as long as the information gets out.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
factual.
It seemed to bother and trigger everybody here. It's almost like if you use certain terms that people aren't fans of, they
No,
don't
bother?
respond well.
Yes.
I was just making
Trigger?
fun of you for using the term, actually.
Oh,
I got a
thank
thing
you.
for you, sir. Jesus Christ. Come on, memes. You're better than that.
So
Who's
reincarnation. I kind of like it.
Annoyed? Yes.
Reincarnation. So, yeah.
Oh, are you from Mars?
Actually, Sith, you should believe in reincarnation. You've been a Sith Lord and all that.
Well, I mean,
Well, that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
yeah,
Actually, no, it wasn't. It was last week, and it was in this galaxy.
yeah. Oh, hey, did you guys see Representative Lee trolling the fuck out of Ocasio-Cortez?
We need more
Yes,
patriotic
yeah,
raptors.
yes.
Oh
That
god,
that was something of beauty.
yeah, it was.
Oh yes, and we need more shark needle shelters as well.
Yes, sir. Know it.
Yes,
No,
I
that was-
actually follow him now, Sith, and I sent him a tweet asking if he'd move to the United Kingdom and become our Prime Minister.
No, you can ask White Sith Male. He's probably better. He's Swedish after all.
You have a brother?
Wait, you don't know about White Sith Male?
Oh,
Yeah, he hangs out with Skeptic Llama, White Sith Male, a dude from Sweden. He's got a good channel. Look it up.
is this a person?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a fucking
yeah.
YouTube
Dude,
channel.
White Sith Mail is in my server. Memes, you're in my server.
Oh, I usually don't check those things.
Yeah, no, it's a Sweden dude. He's from Sweden, and yeah, I mean, shit, it's only the username I use, which is really funny because
Oh.
a bunch of motherfuckers nowadays, all of a sudden,
Yeah,
So-
he's the one I call Black Jedi Female.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a sock account of yours or something. Oh, that's who you copied your name from.
No, I did not copy it, motherfucker. I didn't even know about the homie.
Wait,
We both
you
made
guys
his name
used the name Sith Male at the same time. Are you guys a split soul?
Oh, fuck me.
We have a data point. We have a data point.
Hey, are you sure you're a dragon memes? Because you kind of act like a troll.
Well, I identify as a troll as well.
Memes is a goof. No,
wants to
no,
get
but-
shot.
Get in line.
Memes, do you really want an unfortunate accident with St. George?
What?
Okay, so
I said,
As
do you
long
want an unfortunate encounter with St. George?
Well, as long as you're referring to George of the Jungle and he's strong as he can be,
No,
I'll
no.
watch out for that tree.
No, St. George.
I don't like the ending to that story. MC docked the ending to me.
we don't go watch out for that.
No, we prefer the never-ending story. Oh my god, those chips sound delicious.
Are
Yeah.
they made
God
out
damn
of
it.
real
I'm
tears?
sorry, I did not
What was that? What was that,
mute
Dodge?
myself.
No, I was wondering if those chips were made with real liberal tears.
Oh, they harvest sun chips? The shadow
No,
is
they're made
good.
from-
No, They're not chips at all.
They're made from reincarnated potatoes.
Oh, I was imagining instant mashed potatoes.
Well, that's
Ew.
what
Oh my
that's-
God, that's nasty.
It's
That's what
so good with
McDonald's-
the gravy.
Hilarious. My wife
That's
says
that's what McDonald's uses to make the chips with.
potatoes homemade, and I'm like, whatever. Just make the instant ones. It's fucking easier.
That's what McDonald's used to, instant mashed potatoes is what McDonald's used to make the fries with.
I
No.
don't.
Yes, Jez, he was.
I don't have a problem with it. Mashed potatoes. It's still potatoes.
Instant
It's
mashed
only
potatoes
made
are
and-
disgusting.
It's only shaved and dehydrated potatoes. It's not any different than the fucking potato you cook.
Right.
I just have to point out to help prove my point. This is a picture my nephew just drew and sent me. Yes, scalies are in our genetics.
Cool.
You
Wait,
children are an abomination.
You're welcome.
All right. So I finally actually decided to see the trailer for the new Godzilla movie, and it actually looks interesting.
Gojira.
I
Gojira.
don't know.
Princess
yeah.
of Power.
No, apparently they're gonna have.
Gojira, Princess of Power.
No, they're gonna bring back all the monsters. A lot of people are saying. They're gonna bring back.
It'll be action packed. Yeah, it's Rodan / Fire Rodan, Mothra, as well as King Ghidorah.
Did you
Yeah.
see
the one-
the
the one-
trailer?
The one I want to see is Barbara Streisand. You know, Barbara, Barbara.
Did
Yeah.
you see the
I
trailer
remember
for fucking hell?
Oh, Hellboy?
Yes, it looks interesting.
Yes, Hellboy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for Brightburn yet?
No,
I have
I'm
no
just
idea what
wondering
that
though,
is.
are they gonna stick true to their old school shit and have the crappy voiceover?
No, it's the new Godzilla. It's like it's not the old stuff. They made it for like an Avengers audience, which is primarily towards kids. Because when he finished off, spoilers here, the Muto at the end of the last movie, he just breathed fire right down his throat or her throat, and I'm like, yeah, it was it was good, but I don't know, it wasn't the same. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Godzilla takes a nap. Okay.
Well, I came across an article earlier today, which I thought was brilliant. And it was written by a millennial, right? But he reckons that millennials are exactly like the Eloy from the Time Machine.
Oh, you saw that as well. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
I think I tweeted it out as well.
Wait, are you talking about Mr. Peabody?
No.
Mr. Peabody and his pet boy? I thought that's what you said.
No.
You said
Fucking
boy.
hate this goddamn show. Fuck Mr. Peabody and fuck that goddamn.
That was a
guy.
great one. That and Aesop's Fables. I learned a lot.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You got that.
Right.
Try
Memes.
again, Batman.
Me-
You might get it through to them.
Memes. Do your parents let you out of the cellar every so often, or are you just locked in there all the time?
Oh, I disappeared for a while. I went down to my buddy's house down the street. They thought I was missing, and I was kind of just chilling by their big tree stump there. And I had a rock that was actually pretty big. I kind of thought it was a dagger / dirk at the time, but then I came home. I was gonna get hungry.
So I
What-
noticed-
Were your parents still there?
Dane Matt and his rock collection? What the fuck's going on here?
No, they were home that day.
Hey,
You
give
know,
me.
So they actually let you go to school and everything, did they?
What? I
Give
kind of
me a
miss
break.
school. School was kind of fun.
You know when you went when you went to school, memes when you went to school, and your mother used to give you your lunch. Did she wrap it up in a road map?
No, you stop at the gas station for those.
Oh, memes.
I don't get it.
Exactly.
I like the cookies at
I
lunch.
know.
As long as they still have the cookies, it's fine.
All right, so we talked our way out of believing in reincarnation. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or is it going to be a short show tonight?
It's
'Cause
going to
that's
be a
all I
shit show tonight. That's what it's going to be.
Hold on. Updates. So Batman and Jensen, are you guys still part of Europe?
Come on, woman. Shoot. Go on.
Right. I'm going to put this as blunt as I can so as there's no confusion. It is the 29th. On the 29th, Britain is going to leave. I have left. I am no longer European scum. I am nothing
Likewise.
to do with these creatures.
No, and what the fuck? Jensen, real quick. Is it so that Sweden fucked you guys over because the vote, they hit the wrong button?
No, that's about Article 11 and Article 13. That's what that's all about.
Yes, and they hit the wrong fucking button?
Yes.
Allegedly.
What?
Wait,
Yes.
didn't they rename one of the articles, like Article 13 to Article 17? Like, couldn't that be a little confusing?
Only
would
if you
think
don't
so.
understand basic numeracy.
English?
Math is hard.
Yeah, Sharati, it's an EU direct article, so it probably won't be written in English. It'll be written in foreign.
What language would they write it in then?
No,
Batman?
Sharati, it'll be written in foreign.
Oh.
I think German or French.
Yeah, foreign. You don't have to give them other languages another name. They're just foreign.
Oh, just because we have English privilege, not everything needs to be written in it. It just needs to be translated well.
No, everything needs to be written in English.
Yes.
Agreed.
But then we might not understand it.
Well, you might not understand this.
You memes?
I
I understand
really
you
slowly.
not understanding English. But
Justin,
for real?
I'm sorry, Sharati, go ahead, huh?
Oh, no. All I was saying is that memes not understanding English, I understand.
I speak American.
No, but Justin.
Speak English.
Oh, Justin Trudeau will no longer do his speeches, whatever, in English. He will do them in French from now on.
Oh,
Well,
that makes me so bad.
That's because he's losing so much favour. He's desperate. He's desperate to raise his approval rate, and he's trying to get it from the French Canadians.
Oh, so he's a nationalist.
Is he from Montreal?
I believe so.
That explains a lot.
I think he is.
But
I thought it was from Newfoundland. I might be wrong.
But hey, let him do all of his speeches in France, because the majority of Canadians are English speaking, and that's going to make his approval rating drop even further.
Right. Jez has actually come up with a good discussion point. Are we not going to talk about all the new cars from 2022 produced in the EU having black box to record everything and built in breathalyzers?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that Computing Forever was mentioning that, and also they want to set a different time zone for Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. That's
idiotic. That is idiotic.
This shit's ridiculous.
But they're only still dark until 10 a.m.
What's the point?
Exactly. What the hell is the point? I mean,
one Europe. Under Germany.
The sun rises and sets at the same time in Dublin as it does in Londonderry, or Derry if you prefer.
Oh, I've been to those places.
Oh my god, your country's so dumb.
It's not my country. It's the fucking it's the Democratic People's Republic of Europe. That's dumb.
So you're still in Europe and Jensen is not.
Shut up. No, I'm not.
Can you guys see each other?
I'm not in Europe. I've even installed a border guard on my front yard.
You just conceded to Europe.
No, I haven't. I've annexed my house.
Your government is dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, they are retarded. What the fuck?
Our government doesn't exist.
So if we're going to take that for the assumption, and the United Kingdom is not actually leaving the EU, so is Sargon going to be an MEP?
Sargon to be an MP. Likely, he probably will make it. Will he make a impact? No, I seriously doubt it.
how do the MEP elections work? Because I know the MP you vote for the party and stuff, but are the MEP elections different? Is anyone familiar?
Well, Nigel Farage
Yes.
has actually scared the European Parliament, because he said if Britain doesn't leave the EU, he will be back.
I'll be back.
The thing is, if these bastards,
Why are they so afraid of Nigel Farage?
because he doesn't tell lies when he's when he's talking in Parliament.
He is a
Oh,
powerful
so he's
wizard.
brutally honest.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
he's sarcastically honest.
So Batman and Quinn, you guys are the UK boys at the moment. Why do they hate Nigel so much?
Who, the EU?
Yeah, just
I just said because he tells it like it is, and he's very sarcastic and very insulting with it.
Yeah, okay. Do you like Nigel?
They try. Put it this way: if you watch any of his speeches when he's in the European Parliament, they try and trip him up. They try and tie him up with words, and he's like,
Okay, so he's
verbal
basically an
escape
American.
no, he's English. You lot got
No,
some-
I mean, as far as how he speaks, he's basically an American.
No, he's very much like an English MP should be.
Wow, Justin
Oh,
Trudeau
he's-
is 47. He looks good for his age.
Jesus
Well, it's all-
Christ!
it's all about
Did
estrogen.
you? Oh,
I was
That was ageist. I'm sorry, Justin. I mean, you look good.
I've told you, memes. It's all of the estrogen in him.
Maybe he just exercises and eats right.
or
Or
Well, I don't
Or-
know. Are you
or-
guys?
or
Well,
guys
no.
need to-
That it's easier to recycle aluminum rather than to go through the ore. It costs a lot of energy, and that's why they upped it to like 10 cents a can.
No, you guys are fucked. Really, this copyright nonsense. What? You can't make takedown videos anymore. What the?
What if
VPN.
Google and YouTube and the big platforms and stuff just pull out of Europe because they're like, well, it's too cumbersome. Peace out.
they will.
They're gonna lose money.
That's
You
the
know
thing.
They would, but
These
what?
articles will they will damage the business of Europe. They'll damage it financially. They'll damage it socially. They're also going to damage it in terms of political relations with other countries outside of the EU.
Yeah, just play it out. Like, so, okay, what
It's
happens
going to
if the
fuck the EU up.
Well, here's the thing. Like, what happens if all of a sudden, like, these major internet companies from Silicon Valley and everything, like, well, this is a very burdensome regulation, but to do this right now, it's going to cost so much. So, you know what? We're just going to pull out right now. We'll take the hit because it's going to be so costly right now. And then over a couple of years, or maybe even a shorter period of time, people are like, I want that stuff. If and when the voting comes up, wouldn't they not just vote for people that would change it?
The thing is, the EU, you can tell it's circling the fucking drain. If it was a person, it would be lying there, throwing rocks at the fucking vultures.
No, I saw this in the third
Jensen.
Pirates of the Caribbean movie. No, we just need to ride the maelstrom and use the momentum.
No. If the EU was a person, Jensen would be following it with a knife and fork in his hands.
He does that already.
That's
Yeah,
also
but-
true.
Yeah. But no, when we get out, I hope the EU put in even more stupid fucking laws like this because they're crippling themselves.
Oh, you could be Europe's #1 source for VPNs.
Well, that's the point. They're probably going to actually ban VPNs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's the
no,
next
but you guys
step.
could sell more porn licenses.
That's another
I
thing we need to
will.
get rid of.
I will give you a report on how well that works on the 1st.
Waffle.
Oh, is it a joke?
No, the 1st of April is when that ban's supposed to come in. I'll let you know if a VPN bypasses their little issues or not.
Well, it's April Fool's Day, so like what if the UK government was just like, you know what, to make everything seem better, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pass this thing that makes people go down to the local shops and present a photo ID and stuff to buy a wank pass.
Yeah.
But we're gonna schedule it for April 1st, so all of a sudden people are gonna be like so distraught. Then all of a sudden we'll come and be fooled you.
Jez in the chat there saying Farage is a bit of a dick, but every politician is a bit of a dick. The more successful a politician is, the more of a dick they are.
Yeah.
Dick.
And yeah, I think he's right about what he says about all you. All you Yanks think that you're safe by whatever ancient scroll dictates. Trust me, this is the first step. I don't think he's wrong because look at what the Democrats are trying to do in your country. Yeah, they're trying to do basically the same as what the EU has done.
Hold on, I'm jumping in right there. Protected by what ancient scroll says, and look what the Democrats are trying to do. Oh, yeah. I'm.
I don't.
With their magic words, and these stupid Generation X, Y, Z, whatever the fuck they're called nowadays, and millennials, and Generation I do mean stupid.
I believe we could use better wizardry.
Oh.
I believe we should use necromancy on all these millennials.
Yeah.
We should be very cautious with necromancy.
I think we should cross
these people are being manipulated into believing that socialism is good. I posted a video earlier today that said, okay, do you believe that socialism is good? Well, yeah. Okay, well then how about we use socialism on your GPAs in college? And you pass down your good GPA to the people that have bad GPAs so that they can get a better GPA.
I like that idea.
Redistribution of average.
People are dying.
I've just come up with a great idea. Yeah, can you remember that TV show V? Yeah, the one where the alien reptiles. We should cross that with that J.K. Rowling's series of films. Then you can have that scene. You're a lizard, Harry.
Yeah, lizard, Harry.
Wait about J.K. Rowling going fucking insane again. Like, what's going on?
Wait, are lizards more acute to being wizards? Because I do think I remember that from an Elder Scrolls game. I think it was the second one.
No.
Okay, I stand corrected. Those were elves, weren't they?
And are they recasting Harry to be black? I heard something about that. I don't know. I'm really
that was Hermione in the stage production.
You're a Negro, Harry.
The thing is though, the black Hermione, she had one advantage. She had a big advantage over the one in the films. That Hermione actually looked female.
No, but somebody disproved that nonsense that she was saying that Hermione could be black. Somebody disproved that in the book, and they were like, look, right here, freckles, pale skin, redhead.
Yep.
Well, she was locked away in a castle.
What's that got to do with the price of it?
She's not Rapunzel.
Did she have golden hair?
For fuck's sake, memes.
I stab you right in the face.
Do you have to try to talk your way out of everything? Ever the fucking centrist. Oh my god, a black girl can dye her hair too.
Why not? I've seen it.
So have I. So has everybody.
Yeah.
There are black Genjis, yes, we know this. I mean, we've all seen the Boondocks. Great show, by the way.
Wait. So are you guys still part of Europe?
Oh.
You're just like rubbing salt in their wounds, huh? Like, you might as well just jab Jensen's freaking left eyeball out and then dump a bunch of salt in the socket.
Hold on a minute.
No, we're not seasoning him. Don't eat yourself.
Well, I'll go and get me knife and salt, Sally.
No, you can't have a knife.
Welcome to the cult.
My favorite part
You're only allowed a fork.
Is Uncle Ruckus, because Uncle Ruckus is right. There ain't no good nigga unless it's a dead nigga. So what's
you're not allowed to use you're not allowed to use that word on this
show
anymore.
Use the word ruckus.
Well, the problem
He was quoting a show, but yeah,
what you don't understand, it's niggas. The only best nigga is a nigga.
And you lost monetization for the next year, and we didn't even have Wolf Shot.
I didn't even have fun. You suck all of it.
Ask my husband. I do a damn good job at it, but that's besides the point.
You do a damn good job at your husband.
Sorry,
I make him happy.
That could be worded differently.
Oh no, I worded it like that on purpose.
Oh, speaking of reincarnation, no, going back to the whole kids thing, that actually made me think about kind of like what Alex Jones was saying before when he kind of goes into that whole like the accessing of like the fifth dimension and everything like that. Like he basically says a lot of folks, often with a lot of money, go on like the the trips, the journeys upon all like these psychedelic drugs and stuff. And what if many of those drugs do is they stimulate certain parts of the mind, and if you're a kid and you have a very active mind at the time, it simulates a similar state. So maybe there is some connection there with accessing some spiritual realm or just different parts of the mind.
There's a thing for memes. Everybody, when it comes to people with money, it's actually proven that the generations following the generation that made the money are markedly less intelligent.
Well, and also, what drugs are we talking about there, memes? Dude, I have taken fucking over 100 hits of LSD in 1 second.
Your best trip of acid, what you learned and how you felt.
I didn't learn shit. All I learned is life is fucked up and I feel really bad.
I learned that you could see sound. But
sound has mass. I learned that from Tim Pool.
I love me some shrooms, man. I haven't done shrooms in a minute.
Oh, no. Okay, see, that's the thing. And because LSD, that's something that's synthetically created in labs. Shrooms are something that actually grow out of the ground, or often cow fecal matter. But and often I've heard from some of my friends that when they've gone on the journey on shrooms, as long as it was in a good situation, they didn't step on a log that was actually a beehive, it usually went pretty well.
Yeah, no. And for the most part, hallucinogens can be very good with your mental state.
Just don't get in a car and have it start melting. Especially when you're actually driving down the fucking highway.
No. You see, you don't get out of the garage. But hey, wait a second. No, Sharati, the door is ajar. Why would they put a jar in a car? I don't know. The freeway's melting. Put it in the jar.
No.
I ruined Andrew Dice.
Oh man! If for anybody watching this that's never done acid or mushrooms, they have no idea what you're talking about. Kind of like what I was saying, like you can see sound, and you're like, yeah, like it's obvious. That's not obvious to everybody.
No,
right?
I heard a video today on Subverse.
It's all right. Memes doesn't know what Memes is talking about.
I only smoked half a stock once.
Oh, memes, really? Come on, let's change the subject so that people that don't do drugs don't start doing drugs.
Do drugs. I only smoke pot every day.
Well, water's good too.
You can't smoke
water is good. Fish fucking it memes. Think about that.
Yeah.
Well, you give it privacy. That's why we got pipes.
Which is why you drink
pipefish fucking
and
it.
where.
But going back to that Godzilla thing, you think this movie's actually going to be good? And here's a tidbit about Godzilla. I guess I was so scared of Godzilla as a kid. My mom bought this Godzilla toy. It was like 2 feet, like a 2 foot tall Godzilla, and she would put it in the kitchen, like in the doorway when she was cooking. And I wouldn't go into the fucking kitchen. I was terrified of that fucking dinosaur. I remember that
story, and I had that Godzilla. Dude, he battled and destroyed so many other monsters. It was awesome.
Really, Dad?
I wish I had a cell phone. I would have recorded it.
Dude, I would have loved that.
Dude, I think that would be an awesome YouTube channel. Just get like all these old action figures like Godzilla and just do all the old battles with like we used to do when we were kids.
What about this? We do a movie where somebody manages to inject King Kong with a Jekyll and Hyde potion.
How about we get a camera and set it up and somebody chloroforms memes?
That would get a
Yeah.
lot of views, but it wouldn't be chloroform, or at least you couldn't note that, because then that would be like kidnapping or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be chloroform, it'd be hydrochloric acid.
I will remind you of the link I put in about Go to Sleep, the knockout spray you can use on your kids.
Oh, yeah, nap time.
Yeah, that was a bugger.
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
yeah. Well, the doctor.
No, I wish my kids were afraid of Godzilla. I'd buy that fucking toy and put that shit around my desk.
Dude, I think that's one of the most hilarious things, because Godzilla was my hero growing up. I literally memed Godzilla in frickin' preschool to the point where frickin' the folks thought I was a dinosaur. It's dude, I probably would have bullied you. I'm sorry.
If you want your kids to be frightened of something, just put a radio receiver speaker under the beds, and when they're in bed, just start moaning through the through the mic.
I really want to punch memes. He's apologizing for what he would have done when he was a...
Shirati, I really want to see you punch memes.
No, memes. Dude, I wouldn't have been afraid of you pretending to be a dinosaur. I would have been pretending to be a Ninja Turtle, and I would have kicked your fucking scaly ass.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's an half shell.
Mad. I also realize, I'm sorry, Batman, but I also realize I must have triggered you. You're right, I'm not. But I must have triggered you earlier showing my nephew's drawing of Godzilla. There's only one thing I can say to that.
I'm not afraid of Godzilla anymore. I'm a grown man.
I'm not sorry either. Jez says he wants to be chloroformed. Yeah, because he hasn't tried that yet, but yeah, that's just like going to sleep and not having a dream.
Oh, God.
DC loonies.
Oh,
have you heard, apparently, kiss my ass. Have you actually heard there's supposed to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batwoman?
Yes, Batman.
What?
Batman.
Wait, the Turtles can't beat up Batwoman?
It's Batman.
No, they team up versus the Joker.
The Turtles would kick the shit out of Batman. Fuck off with nonsense.
Which Batman?
Actually, no, they don't, because of the clip I saw. Yeah. Yeah, one of the Turtles jumps on Batman and goes, think fast, dude, and bang, he thought too fast.
That has to be Michelangelo. But you know,
this really?
Raphael was the only cool one.
Yeah,
Mikey for life.
No,
also, by the way,
what's wrong with you?
For 2 seconds. By the way, do you guys know how the Ninja Turtles became the Ninja Turtles, right? The Ooze? Did you know that in the Marvel comics, the same radioactive material that hit fucking what's his name? Daredevil? That same tube that hit Daredevil fell down in the sewer.
Nope, wrong universe. Sorry.
No, I'd look it up. I'm telling you.
Borax.
I'm telling you, the Ninja Turtles were created after Daredevil.
Completely different publishing universe. So no, sorry. That's like saying Bruce Wayne used to go to school with Tony Stark.
I'm telling you, man.
They have exchange programs.
I'm telling you, the same fucking vat that hit Daredevil ended up in the sewer. It's true.
Wait, no, they went and take a canister, because it was the canister mutagen that broke.
Yep.
And then Splinter was saving the turtles because rats like turtles.
Excuse me. Yes.
For dinner.
Should I be the one?
Yeah, rats like turtles the same way Jensen likes Jehovah's Witnesses.
Breakfast, yeah. No, should I point out that Marvel and DC have done crossovers before?
Yes.
Just mentioning.
So there's precedent.
Yeah.
I mean, and even it's really funny when people start bitching like, DC took this character, Marvel took this character. All right. So with this fun analogy, Deadpool is literally taken from Slade.
Yes, actually, the guy who created
taken from
Deadpool
several.
said that Deadpool was deliberately made as a parody of.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we all, and if Death Battle has shown us anything, it's that comedy usually ends up winning.
Yeah,
Usually. That's the idea. I mean, I would hope that comedy wins in the end.
Well, also having a Hax Carbonadium blade also helps.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Deadpool did literally assassinate all of the Marvel universe at one point.
it's actually better if you have a monomolecular blade.
Well, means
Well, if you
they-
can phase shift, you got to nullify the healing
They-
factor.
They also have Thor kills the Marvel universe. They have Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. Who else
Punisher
killed
kills
it?
the Marvel universe.
Hulk.
Oh yeah, Super Space Hulk.
Yeah,
Super Hulk
did
3.
you guys? So
Yeah.
there's also a comment. Godzilla goes to hell.
Wait,
I
you
don't know if I
know
read
about
that.
that, but you didn't know that pink kryptonite turned Superman gay?
Well, it doesn't actually turn him gay. It just
Not
makes him
know
act.
that.
I
It
thought
just
the
makes
stuff
him
that
act
No, the stuff that
stereotypically
Peter
gay.
got on Family Guy at one point. It was just kind of like an
Right, right.
injection or something. Oh, I thought that was. He said they were implanting like the gay gene. Oh, it's the
Okay.
gene.
Gotta
Oh,
do-
see, this is why MC always gets cranky. I'm like, well, if we just sequenced everyone's DNA, we'd be completely fine. We'd have so much metadata. But then again, that whole privacy thing, that's why it should be voluntary.
Hey, sure. Have you ever thought it would be?
Oh,
a
we
good
could use it like
idea
Bitcoin. We could invest in it. There you go.
Have you ever
UBI.
thought it would be a good idea if somebody superglue memes lips together?
That happened to my eyes once, but I think that was
Many
conjunctivitis.
Many times. Many times.
No, I think it would be brilliant. Or if somebody attached the nerves that connect his his larynx to his mouth to his
You'd be
brain.
better off with Gorilla Glue. Somebody call Tom.
Well, no,
Oh.
Jez, you can jump in if you want, man. We have a little bit of time left here. But no, dude, TMNT is not a ripoff of Daredevil. What the fuck is up with that shit? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't a ripoff of nothing, man. It's
The argument you're giving right now, Matt, is kind of reminds me of that article that you brought up about reincarnation from that doctor. Because kind of that's what he was doing. It's certain conjecture that you can kind of line things up and be like, that could work.
Can I ask a question to the entire group? And for once, let's pretend that we can go for an intelligent answer just for the fuck of it.
You got good up there.
Okay. All right.
Come on, then. Come on, then.
If you had the capacity to have somebody reincarnated from history, who would you pick?
That's a fucking good one, actually.
Thank you.
Julius Caesar.
Really? Why?
Because if the liberals want to see a dictator, I'll show them one.
Okay. Good answer. Memes?
I'm gonna have to go with the Macho Man.
Anybody.
Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Why?
Give me 30 seconds.
You
Okay.
dirty bastard.
Shirati.
Lucas Braille.
Who and why?
The guy who invented Braille, I believe.
Yeah.
Why would you want him back?
Because not only did he create Braille, but he lived a decent life, well, in his time, with a disability, and he didn't bitch about it.
Well,
like
that's
a lot of
because-
people
that's
are
be- Sorry, go ahead.
nowadays. I mean, look at what we have as far as modern time.
Yep.
We have so much stuff, computers, phones, and laptops are, I'm differentiating the two. And he did not. And he still lived a decent life. And there are people with the same type of, well, I'll call it a deformity that he had. And
Didn't he actually causes blindness himself and messing about with a knife as a child?
I don't remember the book that I read.
That's the story I remember.
Okay. Memes, have you had your 30 seconds?
Hey, Jez.
He actually
Hi there.
causes
Oh.
blindness himself,
Hey, Jez.
messing about with
I'm good if you guys are ready.
Well-
So
I don't remember.
I'll go on, Jez.
That's the story I remember.
I only
can
nipped
hear
in.
Have you had
Go
your
on.
30 seconds?
Hey, Jez.
Hi there. Hang on. Oh shit. Hang on. Let me
Hey,
get rid of
Jez.
the echo.
I'm good if you guys are ready.
Well-
So
Right,
Go
there
ahead.
you go. Echo gone. No, I only just popped in because Mads doesn't understand the connection between the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Daredevil.
Go ahead then.
Right.
It's a red one, so it doesn't count.
No. Even the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have said it outright where they got the idea from. But I just wanted to point this out. Right, ooze. The ooze, right, radioactive material. They get the powers the same way Daredevil does, radioactive material, right? The main mentor of Daredevil was called
Stick.
Stick, yes, right. Splinter.
Yes.
The bad guy, Stick and Splinter, the bad guys from Daredevil were called the Hand or the Foot.
Yeah.
Either way, I get mixed up. Either way, one of them is
The hand.
a
The
reverse
hand
of the other
for
one.
Daredevil, the foot for the turtles.
Yeah. It's even the creators of the Turtles will say, "Yeah, we sort of ripped it off Daredevil." And
Yeah,
that
they
is a
ripped it.
Yeah,
they
but
ripped it
the
off.
turtles aren't blind.
But they ripped it off. It wasn't, as Sid said, it wasn't the same truck in the same universe as what Sith was saying.
Oh, it's definitely not the same universe. Yeah. But the origins of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are deeply rooted in Daredevil. That's all.
I'd believe that completely.
Yep.
I really would,
Well,
mate.
that makes me like it
Well,
more.
the creators will say it. I do believe there's a documentary from like 2015, and they even say it on that.
Jensen, can I have 2 picks?
What do you need to?
Yes,
Are
definitely.
you sure?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Hold up. Hold yours because we've still got Memes' reason
We'll be here
for.
all night.
I know, but what the heck?
No, it's only about 1 minute and 6 seconds, so probably less.
Is that
Go
a
for
dragon
it.
minute
Get on
and
with
6
it.
seconds or a human minute and 6 seconds?
It's okay for macho men to show every emotion available right there. You know, but I've soared with the eagles and I've slithered with the snakes and I've been everywhere in between. And I'm going to tell you something right now. There's one guarantee in life, and that there are no guarantees. Yeah. And I understand this.
Shit, this takes me back.
Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody said life was easy. So if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again. And you're a macho maniac. Dig it.
Macho maniac.
Very nice.
Oh, that shit takes me back from the early days of cable television here in the UK, man, in '82. And we were first turned on to that American wrestling, the WWF.
I just think we could really use some of that nowadays.
Oh, them days were great.
Right, SSM. Do you have somebody that you would like reincarnated from the past?
Yes. That would be, I don't know, the Incredible. Oh wait, that doesn't work. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I would like to reincarnate as. I would like to reincarnate as memes. Is this going across the panel, Gwen?
Yeah, mate. I hope you're thinking of someone now.
Oh, definitely, mate. I've already got somebody in mind.
I've got 2.
All right, Batman.
Well, the first one, Mohammed.
Nobody will know what you fucking look
Which
like.
Muhammad?
Hold on.
Hold on. I got a
reasons.
question for
I've
you.
got
Which
reasons.
Muhammad?
The one who started Islam.
The one who started Islam.
I was expecting Muhammad Ali, but
Let me finish, because I've got a reason. See, having reincarnated, prove who he is.
yeah.
And then on hijack a telecommunications satellite, broadcast it to the world. Muhammad getting butt fucked by this big black guy.
What? Was that the Norman
And then
Conquer?
forced to eat a bacon sandwich.
Okay. And number two?
Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, you saw what he did with what he had available. Can you imagine what he could do with modern technology and science?
Yes.
Good
Dad, you
choice.
are never, ever, ever going to get monetized now.
Not no army.
They keep denying me anyway. I wasn't gonna apply again. Fuck them.
That's why I threw Mads a couple of bones earlier. Because I knew.
Dirty basket. Right, and on
Man,
that, I'm going to disappear.
I was thinking on it. If I wanted to be anybody else in the world, I wouldn't choose such option. I want to be myself because I'm a fucking prick and I enjoy it.
And you didn't understand the question. The question is, who out of history would you have reincarnated?
Yeah.
Fucking
hell, I thought I was fucking stoned, dude, but Jesus.
Right, I'm going to disappear.
My other one was Amelia Earhart that I had in my head.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah. Where did she go?
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
I'll tell you what happened to Amelia Earhart. She was doing a around the world trip and she crashed into Amy Johnson.
No, I'm not saying it was aliens, but you know, it was aliens.
Aliens.
Right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, you look after yourself, dude.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Take care, Batman.
Bye.
See you later.
Yes.
Bye.
Now, I want to know who you want reincarnated.
Oh, I know you do, but it's Jez's turn first.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
The one and only Elvis Presley.
Oh, fuck off.
Why?
He's not dead.
No. Just no, hear me out. Just for curiosity reasons, because that man has never written a fucking song, right? So, just out of curiosity reasons, what would he be covering nowadays? Like Arctic Monkeys records and fucking, I don't know, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Just out of curiosity, what would the king be covering now?
I want to know what he would say to his daughter because she married a fucking pedophile.
Hey, does not everybody remember that Elvis was a pedophile anyway? So it must just go in the family.
Wait.
Elvis was fucking Priscilla when she was 14, man. Everybody forgets this. Everybody forgets that he was fucking Priscilla when she was like way underage and with the blessing of her father.
Yeah.
So everybody forgets that Elvis was a fucking pedophile because he was the king of rock and roll.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Sir. Good choice.
Exactly. Nobody fucking knows. Yeah, I just want to know what tunes he'll be covering nowadays. You know what I mean? Because he never had an artistic fucking bone in his body. Somehow
How the fuck did I cough up a feather?
Holy
Are you missing a bird?
If you cough up an egg, next, man, I suggest you put it on Instagram.
Wait. You coughed up a feather? Do you even have a bird?
No.
Well, why?
That's even weirder.
Do you have feather pillows?
No.
She has that cancer where you cough up feathers. You know?
Go. It was one of those teeny tiny feathers. Like
what?
Oh.
Are you
I do
growing
have
feathers inside your stomach? That's
no,
weird.
I do have feather pillows. My father-in-law just recently for the girls' past Christmas presents because he was in Canada for Christmas.
Canada.
Yeah, Canadian.
Oh,
Got the
Hamster's in the
girls.
chat. Hamster says JFK, just so we can see his reaction to what his party has become. He'll just want us to kill him again. So, I mean, that's kind of cruel and unusual. So I say we leave him alone. Loafer says Isaac Newton. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Yeah.
I didn't even notice there's a hamster in the chat. Fucking hamster, get in here, you son of a mother.
Quinn, no excuse. What's yours?
Yes.
Actually, mine's nice and simple. Queen Victoria. I would love to see what she would say.
Bloody Queen.
What? No, that's Mary. Queen Victoria. That's the one I would want back because I would just so love to see what she would do to this government nowadays. Oh boy!
I believe as a wise rock once said, she would layeth the smacketh down.
I don't think she'll be amused.
I'd be wrong.
Quinn.
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you, mate.
I was expecting Dahmer or something more creative, but you went with the Queen. All right.
It's simple. It was a choice of her or Churchill, and I thought that she was a lot more brutal than him, so her.
Churchill, the war criminal. That'll be an interesting one.
God damn it.
How dare you call Churchill a war criminal?
If you like, kill loads of fucking people when he was in charge of some army way before he was PM.
Accidents happen.
The Red Queen.
I'm pretty fucking sure, man, he was responsible for a lot of killing that guy when he was in his younger days.
Yeah, he was.
For some reason, you guys have me going on a fan fiction at the moment about basically what if the world leaders, they just decide, you know what, screw all this war stuff, we're just going to do OG trial by combat and just put forth champions and then just pick from Count Dankula's list of mad lads.
I'd watch the fucking memes. I'd watch that shit. Yeah, I'd watch
dude, you could do like a cheap animated series, a little collab.
I would watch that.
Collab? What, are you the white YouTuber? I thought he died.
What's wrong with collabs? That's how like OG YouTube like worked and stuff. You did, dude. I just got back my original channel from back in the day. It's like that shit's like over 10 years old, and I just remembered the password.
Oh, well done, mate.
Jesus Christ. Memes, do you ever not talk a mile a goddamn minute?
Oh, not always.
Are you lying to me?
Well, maybe.
Is that your wife?
It's okay, mate.
Yeah. Wait, you talk
wrong, apparently.
No.
Tell your wife hi.
I will. She already actually said hello to you.
SSM lives in paradise.
Yes, and
Yes, I
his
do.
wife is amazing.
I must admit, I really like Sharati's fucking thumbnail or whatever it is. Whatever it's called.
He is much
cool. That's cool.
It's a mushroom.
Okay.
It's
No,
not a
no,
mushroom,
the
it's
wife
a
is
jellyfish.
Wait, fish?
It's a jellyfish.
Oh, I think I stepped on one of those. No, my apologies. It was a man of war.
When I was 4 years old, I stepped on one on a Towing Beach in Wales, and I screamed the fucking beach down.
Yeah, Wolfie.
It hurts so bad. Oh, hi, Wolfshot.
It did when you were 4. Trust me.
What's up, faggots?
I
Wolfie.
think I was like 6 or 7.
We're dying in here. Who would you bring back from history?
Who would I bring back from history? Wife, who would you bring back from history? Kurt Cobain is mine.
No,
Who's your wife gonna bring back?
And I thought
Hey,
hey,
suck it. Hey, faggot, if I wanted your opinion, I'd fuck it out of your mouth. How about that one?
Yeah, you know it, you fucking dyke. What, you want to fight? What's up? Bring it.
Bitch,
shut your fucking mouth.
I was about to say, I'd bend you over and make you my bitch.
Never.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I would bring back Kurt Cobain.
Holy fucking
either Kurt Cobain or God damn it.
What a talentless hack.
Bob Marley.
What are some of the accomplishments, and maybe one of us can help you?
No, but
No, there's so many people that should be here and not other people. In my opinion. That's just my
what's up, Wolf Shot? You want to fight? Bring it on, crazy lesbo. Let's do it.
Quit talking. Are you gonna talk us all right now, or I mean?
I think he was mansplaining. That he was, yes, yes.
Words are hard.
Yes, they are, especially math. But I thought he was proposing a threesome or a foursome.
I'll pass on that one.
I thought there was some flirting going on.
My clit is probably bigger than his dick.
Well, well, you were making threats. I'm just.
Hold on. I'm checking.
Oh, this is the reason I love you guys.
Just don't turn on your cameras because that usually doesn't go well.
I'm never turning on my fucking camera. It's bad enough my wife's got to see my face, dude. So like important like political figures or
it doesn't matter. Anyone in history.
Fuck, man. Oh God, damn it.
I would bring back. Hold on. I would bring back Tupac.
Who?
Tupac.
Yeah.
He's still alive. You guys like Elvis and Tupac. They're not dead.
He's on that island with Bruce Lee and Elvis, man.
The original Wolfshot, the original question was, whom would you reincarnate?
Oh, reincarnate into what?
Oh, well, that's a great question.
I would, you know what? I would bring back Alan Rickman.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Cool choice.
He was funny, right?
Oh,
wait, what did we say? Because
he was Snape.
I'm in a shitty area.
Alan Rickman, he was Snape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking awesome actor.
Oh shit, he passed away.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock.
That's sad.
You're not allowed to reincarnate people that aren't dead. But maybe I was a bit confused in the way I described it. I should point out you're only allowed to do this people that are dead.
Fair enough.
I don't know, man. I like John Denver. I think he died way too young. Same with Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I like a lot of. I like a lot of musicians.
Bob Marley sold his fucking soul anyway, man. Have you ever read that thick Bible, Catch a Fire?
I don't give a fuck. I got high to his music. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah, so did I back in the day, man, and I still do occasionally. I get high to Bob Marley. I think, oh, let's take me clock back to when I was a teenager.
Stan Lee. I would bring back Stan Lee.
Yes.
Stan the man.
Well, ain't Jack in the chat? He has Sejong the Great is the man who would invent the Korean alphabet, invented it so that all men, women, and children could be taught to read and write.
You gotta give it up to Aunt Jack. That motherfucker.
You can't say fairer than that, can you? That is the basic.
That was the gayest answer I've ever heard. Thank you. I'm clapping for you.
Well, you do realize when the Korean folks were the first to use the first movable metal type. They're pretty
Hangul or Hangul, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I know. I was just joking. I was taking the piss or whatever.
Oh, internet satire. I was just adding.
Mongols and Koreans are very much different people.
No, the language is called Hangul or some shit. I can't remember. What's the Korean language called? It's Hangul, right, Lou?
I thought it was Korean.
No, it's not Mongol. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hangul, you fucking retard! Turn up your fucking hearing aid.
Goddamn Mongolian!
You're crazy guy.
All right, SSM, you either need to smoke less weed, or Wolfshot, you need to smoke more weed.
I'd love to smoke more weed.
You need to be on the same level.
Hold on. Korean, also called Hangul, is the official language of both North and South Korea. How about you can suck my cock?
Oh, well, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
You win.
It's called Google. Use it. It's really easy.
Crazy dyke woman.
I can't understand you.
I'm just kidding. Right?
I don't understand. I can't understand you. What?
How about we bring back Jesus and Muhammad and we let them fight till the death, and then whoever wins can be the world religion.
I don't think we're not. I've got a very unpopular.
Everyone.
I've got a very unpopular opinion about Jesus. I believe Jesus was just a man.
Yeah,
Nothing special.
I'm actually comfortable
I
with that.
am
I really
Same
am.
with Muhammad.
I
They
have
were,
always had a theory about Jesus. I have always had a theory about Jesus.
and he was fucking
Weird.
Mary Magdalene, and
No,
he's got
do you want me
kids.
to tell you
I'm
what it
sorry.
was?
As
The
I
first-
always said.
Do you want me to tell you exactly what Jesus was? That man lived,
He was a-
definitely,
he
right?
was a
I'm
Jew.
not going to disprove that. But do you want me to tell you what he was? The
A Jew?
first ever magician. The first ever magician. Could you imagine that? You just turned up at some bloke's stall and he turned water into wine. You'll go, get the fuck. The first ever magician, mate.
Could-
That's
could-
all he was.
Could one say that he may have been a wizard?
A wizard, even. Yeah, I'll go with that. Whatever team you want to call it. The first ever magician. The first ever sleight of hand type of guy. The first ever trickster. Magician. That's what Jesus was. I don't deny he didn't exist because I believe he did. And I believe that people could write stories about this guy. Fucking hell, man. Have you seen this Jesus? You want to see what he does, man. This is never right. Word of mouth. Blah, 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 blah. Before he knows, he's got 12 roadies. You know what I mean? That's it. I'm telling you.
I swear to
I
God,
believe he
Mary,
existed, but the first ever magician.
wasn't Mary Magdalene one of his disciples too? So technically, it's 13, right?
Okay. All right. Let's
Wait, did we
unpack this.
exclude her because she was a woman?
Well, yeah, the Catholics totally fucked her whole shit up because I know
Yes.
women.
They're going to cut that shit out, aren't they? Jesus having a relationship with a woman.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was
Ooh.
Jewish. He was 31. Of course, he was married. Come on.
What I want to know, what I want to read, I want to read the teenage years where he was a fucking knobhead. Do you know what I mean? Just using his powers for fun and going.
Do you have to be married to have kids?
Tripping people over for the fun of it.
You have to have
Where's
to be
the
married.
teenage years? That's
Are
what
you
I
drunk,
want to read.
dude, or are you high? What's up, man?
No, Jez is bringing up a very fine point. Excuse me.
Both.
Sorry.
But where the teenage years?
I said smoke less weed.
Smoke
Oh, no.
more weed.
Smoke
No.
more, drink more.
Smoke more weed. Seriously, if the world smoked more weed, got more blowjobs, it would be a much better place.
I'm just fine with the weed. Blowjobs is the bonus. I'm just fine with the weed.
Hey,
The dyke is
everybody needs a
right.
good blowjob. I'm sorry. You gotta have a good blowjob.
When you get my age, it's not a priority.
Don't
Hey,
get,
man,
don't
you got your
get,
first down vote, mate.
Cloydus is good too.
Wait. He got a dime vote
Wait,
for what?
yeah, how do you get a downvote when Wolfshot's saying everybody deserves a good blowjob? Like,
And
who
weed.
likes that?
Everyone should get weed and blowjobs.
and
What's
that's
wrong
a
with that?
dyke ticket.
And
You,
an
you
ideal
bunch of
society
crickets.
exposure.
What's wrong with
That-
weed and blowjobs? Whoever
That
downvoted
is-
that shit is a faggot.
That is a lesbian saying that you need blowjobs. That's a lesbian. She doesn't give blowjobs.
Everyone knows I'm a lesbian, dude. Calm
Not
down.
not
Everyone
everyone's
knows.
a fan.
Okay. Jesus.
She has,
Jesus,
seen,
Jesus.
she has seen the cinematic art on screen. She's aware of these things.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm very aware.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're aware that you're a lesbian? Are you sure?
Oh my god, leave me alone. I'm fucking
That's
married.
why she's a lesbian.
well,
Do
have-
you know? That's why she's a lesbian because
Have
of
you tried?
No, shut up, memes.
Oh, that's I'm
Leave me
sorry. I was
alone. Please don't
prying.
bring up
I'm
this
sorry.
conversation again.
My apologies if you
Ban
were.
women and repeal the 19th, okay?
Dodge, you
Oh.
need a shirt that says "Shut Up Memes" with everybody's picture on it.
Awesome.
Ah,
There's a real
Cabby!
question on the back.
Gabby, what's up? Holy shit.
Cabby
Where's
is the filthy pirate hooker.
Oh, we need to ask Cabby. Is he still in?
Sith, are
is he
you
still in
drunk?
Europe?
Cabby?
Alright,
No.
I'm gonna go eat dinner, guys. Have a good one, alright?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
see ya.
Take care,
I'm not
babe.
drunk. I'm just
Hey,
smart.
Cabby.
Hello.
Here's Cabby.
Where? Oh, the dyke ran away.
How many drinks are you in, Cabby?
7.
Actually, you missed quite a good question
see.
if you want to get involved on it.
Oh God.
If you had the capacity
Oh, God.
to reincarnate anybody that is dead, I'm making this very clear for the idiots. If you could reincarnate anybody from history, who would you pick and why?
Hitler. Fuck it. Give him another
I,
chance.
I fucking knew that would be Gabby's answer. I fucking knew it.
I knew that'd be Voice's answer.
I'd respect Hitler more than I would Merkel.
Is that the top person
Wait,
you,
you
what
want
you
to
want?
replace Merkel with Hitler?
Well, I mean, it's
Oh,
you know,
well,
six
there
of one,
isn't
half
much in
of the other, but at least he had
Yeah,
a bit of
there isn't much
style.
in it.
Yeah.
There isn't much in it.
So you like goose stepping?
I wouldn't fuck either of them, so you know.
Dude, socialism is trending on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, when is it
Oh,
not?
there's a shock.
It hasn't been.
Really? No, I thought
Yeah.
it would always be up there.
No, but it is today.
How is it trending?
It's fourth down from the top.
No, I'm like the context.
It's.
Global.
I didn't click on it,
democracy.
but
That's perfect.
for you, I guess.
There are an awful lot of idiots out
Socialism
there
in
that
the
think it
United
works.
States
That's why it's
probably
trending.
wouldn't change
Sorry,
the
Shiraki,
country a
please.
whole lot.
Yeah, that's what
Wait
they
a
all
minute.
say.
Did they just say socialism in the United States wouldn't change the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the
Is this
Europeans
written
got
by the
us. Don't
Huffington
believe them.
Post?
Don't believe them. That's how the Europeans caught us. They're lying.
And then
So, Gabby,
retweets from AOC and it just gets worse from there.
Oh God.
Socialism never goes a good way, does it?
Well, have we learned lessons?
Yes. Yeah, we have. Unfortunately, people aren't willing to apply that education.
Do we have the ability now?
Not really. When you've got all of these, socialism being the predominant indoctrination in colleges and schools and fucking kindergartens now.
What if we did it well?
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's just do it another way.
Memes.
You're such a real dick.
But don't we have the blockchain and stuff?
Ah, fuck off.
Memes. You
I'm
should
not
watch.
entertaining you this evening, meme.
You should watch that video that I posted in Dodge's server. There's a guy who went to a college campus. He asked several different college kids whether they thought socialism was a good thing or a bad thing. Whoever's playing music, stop.
Or at least change the record to a fucking good beat.
That was, yeah, there we go. It's better. Carry on, Shirati.
Oh, the one where a lot of folks were like, yeah, until they wanted to socialize their GPAs.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
He said, okay, well, if socialism is such a good thing, why don't we use socialism and use it towards your GPAs? You give your good GPA to the people with the bad GPAs.
Well,
so
the
that
proper
it all equal.
Well, the proper way
out.
to do it is just a big group project. Like, how's that different than a group project? No, I did a group project, and we were doing the progress at one point, and everyone's like, well, like A minus, A, but I'm like, we're at like a C.
I'm going to ignore. I'm not listening to his drivel this evening.
Oh, Cabbage, are you still in Europe?
Yeah, well, technically.
No, Shirafi, what's going on?
For the moment.
Wow.
Well, no, I can't hear memes if he's blabbing on because I've got him on ignore. So he can talk to his fucking heart's content.
Oh, I am
Speak
so
into the
glad
ether,
Gabby's here.
I'm not entertaining him this evening.
You're not entertaining him this evening.
Actually, unfortunately, Cabby, you are brilliant, and I would love to stay in chat, but my kids are a priority, and it's almost time for them to go to bed, so I gotta go. You gotta talk to other people. Sorry. See you. Bye,
I can
guys.
say things and Cabby can't hear me. Bye,
Yeah.
Shirati.
Bye, hon.
Yeah. Well, I did get on late.
Bye for
Well, I
now.
went to the pub.
I'm sorry, Cabbage. I
Thank
didn't mean
you.
to offend you. It was not
That
my
was funny as
intention.
fuck. I'm just going to sit back and not get involved, says Gabby.
This
Maddox,
is where
what
I
did I
start
message you?
sharing out popcorn
What's
and
been
letting
going
everyone
on?
enjoy
Like I
themselves.
said, I came on, well, very late. I'm 2 hours late, aren't I?
Surely that
Oops.
must be virtual.
Oopsies.
Well, yeah, no, it is pretty late. Because yeah, I'm about ready to wrap up and go off there actually. So, any last people you guys would like to see brought back, or I don't know. I guess you could have Hitler resurrected just so we can kill him again. I mean, that'd be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
but then you've got that age match. Then you've got that age-old
Yeah, but you see,
quandary of
resurrect them
would
now.
you kill
They'd just
Hitler
look like
as a
bumbling
baby?
idiots, wouldn't they? They'd have no frame
But
of
you
reference.
can't. Oh,
You're
sorry,
wasting a
Gabby.
perfectly good resurrection spell.
Cabby was very quiet. I didn't realise he was talking then. Sorry, Cab.
I mean, if there's going to be somebody recent time, I guess maybe someone like H.G. Wells, because he was an interesting character. It's like that, you know, the game they play, you know, if you had a dinner party, who would you have at the dinner party? You know, you got five people to choose.
Oh, Cabby's bringing
You know, dead
the
or alive.
smart card.
You know, that this could actually be a.
Hey, I tell you what, I think Cabby's picked the best one, to be honest. I think Cabby's picked the best one out of all their
Dinner
choices.
parties, I guess. You can serve them, you know, pizza
You
rolls.
bourgeois bastard.
But yeah, no, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you everybody for coming out. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Good night, good luck, and don't go to France unless you're Cabby. Cabby, go to France.
No, you know he's not going. You know he's not going.